Back when I was in the nonprofit world, I went to Washington to go to this meeting at a federal agency. It was me and a bunch of other nonprofit leaders, and we were in this session on how to apply for a given grant from this agency. And the person leading the session from the agency was saying how, it's going to be a pretty tough process, pretty rigorous because, we're pretty careful with giving away our money. And I had such a strong temptation back then to raise my hand and say, it's not your money. Like, you get that, right? This is the taxpayers' money, and we're hoping to kind of like use it to further our communities, but you don't own this money. I hope you understand that. I didn't, thankfully. But that's a phrase I find myself saying to myself even as a financial planner, because it's quite tempting to look at our advice we created and be so proud of it, and then forget how it's going to actually apply or how it might be received by the person you're building it for. For example, I've caught myself saying things like, based on what I'm seeing here, if you save 10% into your 401k, you should have a really strong chance at a successful retirement, and saving 10% should be pretty doable. But wait a minute, like, it's not my money. I'm not the one doing the saving. So it doesn't really matter if I think it's doable or if the numbers suggest it's doable. What matters is the person getting the advice. Like, do they think it's doable? And if not, how might we get them there or ratchet it back? Or similarly, sometimes people want to retire earlier. Well, people always want to retire earlier, but the question is, how do you go about doing that? And so we got, I think, from an age 67 retirement to an age 63 planned retirement. And, I was saying something like, well, looks like you have like a 90% chance of a successful retirement that starts at age 63, and that's pretty good. But wait a minute, like, I'm not the one working all those years until retirement. I'm not the one doing that. So it doesn't matter if I think it's pretty good. It doesn't matter if it's pretty good relative to the rest of the population. What matters is these people who are getting this advice, do they think it's good? And if not, how do we chart a path toward an earlier age? And what trade-offs do we talk about? And so I'm surprised that I have to remind myself of that I haven't like gotten that down after so many years in the industry. But yeah, it's a helpful reminder. It's not my money. The advice is not for me. It's for the person, it's for the client I'm building it for. And that's a very helpful thing to keep in mind.